The seven brothers lived very happily together, and the seventh brother never once had anything to cry about. But one day, as they worked on their hillside, first brother lifted his head with his amazing ears on either side of it, and said, "I can hear such a moaning and a groaning 100 miles away, by the Great Wall of China." Second brother, "Take a look and tell me what all the trouble is about." Second brother turned his far-seeing eyes toward the Great Wall. "Ah, ya!" he cried. "There is an enormous hole in the Great Wall of China. I see 100 poor men working day and night and day. They look so tired and weak. Perhaps they are not allowed to sleep or eat until the hole in the Great Wall of China is repaired." "Ay, ya! I can't bear it," cried seventh brother, who was always hungry himself. He looked as if he might begin to cry in sympathy with the poor, hard-working men. "Don't cry," said third brother quickly. "I'll go and help them." Off he went as quickly as he could, and got there in half a minute, less than no time. He set to work at once, tossing great stones from one hand to the other as if they were feathers. By the time darkness came, the hole was completely filled. Then third brother lay down to take a nap. 'But when the Emperor heard that a single man had repaired the hole in one afternoon, he was not at all grateful. Indeed, he looked very worried. "A man as powerful as that is more trouble than he's worth," thought the Emperor to himself. "Strong men can be very useful to an emperor, but this one is too strong. One army may not be enough to catch him. I had better send two." When third brother woke up from his nap, he found himself surrounded by two armies. "By the command of the celestial Emperor, whose face is more dazzling than the rising sun, you are to be executed in the morning," proclaimed the generals of the two armies. "Take the prisoner to the palace of the Emperor," they ordered. When he heard this, third brother burst into tears. 100 miles away on the beautiful hillside, first brother heard third brother crying. "Third brother must be in trouble," he exclaimed. Second brother looked far into the distance. "Ah, ya! Third brother has been taken to the palace. He's surrounded by two armies. They are going to execute him in the morning. No wonder he is crying." "Don't worry," cried fourth brother, who saw that seventh brother was about to cry too. "I will change places with him. The celestial Emperor, whose face is more dazzling than the rising sun, can try cutting my head off as many times as he likes. Perhaps that will make him feel better." Off he went as quickly as he could, and got there in half a minute, less than no time. He sneaked in between the two armies to third brother, who was wide awake and waiting for him. So third brother went home, and fourth brother took his place. All the next day the officers of the two armies tried over and over again to behead fourth brother, but sword after sword bent and broke on his bones of iron. In the end they were forced to confess to the mighty emperor, whose whisper was like the rumble of thunder, that they simply could not behead their prisoner. "A man with bones of iron," roared the mighty emperor. "Drown him in the deep sea tomorrow." When fourth brother heard that he was to be drowned, he became very upset. "Bones of iron won't bend or buckle or break, but they will sink," he thought to himself, and he burst into tears.